To get back to the level the defense was playing early in the season?
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do that. But it's collective. It's myself, obviously putting guys in the best situation and execution. So yeah, there's absolutely a way to do that.
How can you get more from your pass rush guys?
I think some of the things that we're doing is always, all game plans are different, but we got to find a way to get better there. And I always put that on myself. You know what I mean? You're coordinating the unit. We got to be better there. That's the way I look at it. So we got to have a good plan to do that this week because the guy we're playing is elusive in the pocket, has done a great job with his feet his whole career and certainly this year. So we got to be locked in, be disciplined in the rush, and try and affect him here on Sunday.
Jarian's obviously been inside, outside for you guys.
Yeah.
Just what did he show you guys on Sunday and really give you guys that much more confidence in him?
Yeah, I think Jarian came up with a huge play early, and to me that was a really detailed, disciplined rep within what we were asking him to do on the snap. And just the majority of the game, I felt like he did a really good job for us. I thought he had a good summer for us. I think he's grown a lot. Like you said, we played him inside, outside, so he does multiple things for us, and I think he's done a good job since he's been in there so far.
What type of guy is Trayvon Walker off the field, like in the building?
Great dude. He's the team first guy, works his ass off every day, but like a great human being, you know what I mean? He's a hard guy not to love, and he's got such a team first mentality. He's played through injury, as you guys know, and he's done a great job, for us, top to bottom. And I know he was in on a few the other day, so I think that's coming for him, and yeah, he's a great dude.
How much is that hand impacted?
I think it probably impacts him more than he would tell you, here and there, but I think he's done a good job with it. I've seen a couple other guys deal with a similar injury, and I think Trey's done as good a job as anybody I've been around with that type of injury. It's just hard when you're playing D-line, but I think he's, going out there giving us a great effort, 100% effort, and making some plays for us through the injury.
What did you see from Danny Strigoi?
Tough kid, he's on tilt 100% of the time, so he's running around all the time. He's a tough physical kid. I think he comes from that. He's got a family full of wrestlers there, so he's no stranger to hard work, and he's done a really good job for us. So I'm happy for him. He does a good job for us when he's out there.
From your perspective, what's been the struggle within the fourth quarter specifically? You guys are generally very good first three quarters in most of the games. What's been the issue in that quarter specifically?
Yeah, that's something we've looked at. I've looked at personally. What we're doing in those situations, what we're calling, just making sure that we're in the best possible situation. That's something that we got to be better there. Obviously, stating the obvious. So we got to be in better situations, and we got to be able to finish those games in the fourth quarter because we're right there. And obviously, losing that one the other day, nobody's happy about that, right? So we got to be better in the fourth quarter for sure.
Coach, Liam said the other day that there are penalties, and he said there's the penalties like what Trayvon got hit with. He said he wasn't going to, about to dress the guy down for that. But when a penalty like that occurs, when it just looks like the guy made a play, how difficult is it to coach guys to, kind of rein in their instincts a little bit and tackle the quarterback the way the refs think you should tackle the quarterback?
Yeah, it's just part of the game. We're always trying to show them a strike zone tape and all that stuff. And some things are out of your control. It's bang bang, and you just play the situation as it plays out. Defensively, as coaches and players. But we try and do the best job we can, just getting them in position. Where you're going to make a legal hit, make legal contact on somebody, which like I said, it's bang bang. Not easy to do, but yeah, we're always trying to coach it.
Let's say defense just thrives on instinct and emotion, and then bang bang situation. That's what defense is all about. But is it getting increasingly difficult to coach guys to figure out where that line is?
I think you're just trying to coach within the rules of it, honestly. You know what I mean? You really got to coach, keep your head out of it, staying in the strike zone, you know what I mean, for the health of the players and everything. So it's just all part of coaching it, honestly. Every day we got to make sure that we're hitting that, and like I said, trying to show tapes of that stuff every week too.
Williams said yesterday that you guys are seeing more like quick game passes on 1st and 2nd down than maybe anybody else in the league.
Yeah.
Is there something you look at and see like why teams are attacking that way?
I think part of it is we've done a pretty good job in the run game. So you see a little bit more first down pass when that's the case. Been through that before, but yeah, I think it's probably has something to do with that. And then, you know, obviously coverage is getting called in that situation, so you're always looking at that, self-scouting that and evaluating that for sure. That's part of it.
Herbert's been pretty good at running the last couple of years.
Yeah.
How do you balance containing that and still being aggressive, getting after him?
Yeah, you gotta have a great rush plan against guys like that. You know, similar to like when you're playing against Pat Mahomes, guys like that who are really elusive in the pocket. You have to have a good rush plan and not be behind the quarterback and giving them B gap step ups, that whole deal. And you got to do a good job in the interior as well. That's not just the edge, and really trying to make sure that everybody's square in front of the QB and you're running stuff that gets guys an opportunity to pressure the passer, and all the while keeping them in the pocket. Like you got to be on point with a guy like this because he is, as you said, he is legit and he's done a great job with his feet the whole year.
So how much of a challenge, or is it a challenge at all, I should say, with you having, you know, you're getting acclimated to Greg Newsome, you now have Jarian Jones in and out of the lineup between, you know, Jordan's injury, and just trying to figure out the guys that you have and what they're comfortable with within the game plan?
I think our guys have done a really good job with, like you said, just different guys going in, like in terms of trying to execute everything we're asking them to do. But when you're in those situations, you got to keep it moving, mixing coverages and stuff like that. But they've done a good job learning it. We have some, you know, like you said, some different guys in there. I love the guys we got. You know, to me, I'll ride with these guys. I'm excited to get going on Sunday. There's only one way to fix things, and that's work your ass off. That's what I know. There ain't any other way to go about it. There's no other answer. And they've been doing that, and our coaches have been doing that, and that's what's the most important thing, is that we come in here and grind every day, find a way to get better, and work to get a W on Sunday.
When the pass rush isn't getting home in 4, what's the challenge for you as a coordinator to sort of have that balance to where you're trying to get home manufacturing some things, but also wanting to keep the coverage tight and everything?
Yeah, like we've done some different things over the course of the season, and then like even in the game the other day, with some different stuff, you know, that resulted in some good stuff for us as well. And going through that in my career, just, you know, different stops and stuff, you always pick up things that you feel like can help that way. But it's also, it's rushing coverage together, right? So it's not giving them access on throws so the ball can come out quick enough so the 4-man can get there. It's mixing it up. From my perspective, you know what I mean, changing the picture for the quarterback and the opposing coordinator so that they don't have access to get the ball out as quick, right, too. So that's part of it. But yeah, definitely a myriad of things, and that's always the challenge, I think, every Sunday. But we got to do a great job of that this week. I know that, you know.
All right. Appreciate it.